Welcome back to the For the Badge podcast. It's been a wild weekend in the league. Chelsea did go to Tottenham this Sunday for the the No One Cares Cup. I mean, where do you even want to start?
How
Like, I
I
just don't
just
even,
I under, I understood 15 minutes of this game. After that, I can maybe piece 15 minutes of understandable tactics from this game. That's it. That's it. Like this is the loss. This is the capitalization of, or the definition of lost the plot from the beginning. We looked on our heels. I understand that what happened was probably Potter's worst nightmare. To give a goal right there before half is probably it was probably his worst nightmare, having to talk that team up against, like, we don't lose to Tottenham. This is I don't understand where the line is, where this has now become unacceptable. We haven't lost to Tottenham in years. Years. Thank you. Years.
At their new
We
stadium.
don't right. We don't go there and drop points. And now, as much as we all hate the Spurs, I can't, we're
They're like strong in fourth place.
yeah.
Like hard fourth place.
Oh yeah. And it is just one of those things. Like the first goal, I get it, and I do blame Kepa a little bit. He's a small keeper.
Still got to save that.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Again, I don't know what Potter has against Mendy, but Tuchel didn't have a problem with Mendy, and we won a Champions League with him. I'm not saying he's the greatest, but I'm saying he's big enough to stop that. And that's
Is he
and
healthy?
Yeah.
You think?
I thought he was still injured.
No.
Like, I thought he got injured right after he came back from the World Cup. I may be wrong.
No, I thought he was good by now, and that's what the whole problem is with still playing Kepa.
The headlines say Chelsea fans can't wait for Edward Mendy to return.
Okay.
Which sounds like
he's still hurt.
He's still hurt.
Yeah, he's got a shoulder issue.
It says right here he fractured a finger too.
Yeah. I mean, he is a Chelsea player, so
this one says right here, Edouard Mendy not in any rush to return from finger injury.
It's just, I mean, it is what it is. But Kepa's a small keeper. He's not going to stop that. Felix gets muscled out of it, obviously. Felix is he's a little bit bigger than me. Like, you're not bodying people off the ball like that. He just gets bullied off of it. It's not a bad goal, and I hate saying it because it's a Spurs game. This is just not supposed to happen. We look bullied from the beginning. Richarlison bullied us.
Oof, tough when you have to say that.
Right, but we allowed it to happen. We looked scared. The clearance was scared. We didn't play it out the back. We're playing boom ball, Americanized soccer, and this is how you get punished. This is how you get punished when you play that kind of game. And we played it over and over and over and over again. There was no tactics from the back. There was no confidence from the back. Just
what was saddest of all for me was that there was no urgency either. Even down 1-0, 2-0. I remember texting y'all about Reece James. Like, he's still just as casual as ever. No, looks like he's out for a stroll in the Sunday park for a stroll. Not a care in the world.
Yeah.
Like, I know y'all love Reece James. I know
good.
he's been he's a good player when he wants to play, but like that,
I wouldn't play.
That kind of thing is like base level. You have the urgency and the drive to the heart to win, to play for the badge. That's like non-negotiable, and it's not there right now. And it's not just James.
No, it's
Well,
nowhere.
that's what I struggle with. I mean, and I was mentioning this before you got on, X, but I am not someone who is going to call for someone's job to be removed because that's just not how I view things as a fan, truthfully. But I do think that Potter has shown over the last few weeks specifically that this is just too much. It's just too much. And a change will need to be made whenever that may be. That said, I struggle with the players too because there has to be some desire to win. You may hate the manager, and I can understand that, but play with some pride. They're not even trying to play with pride right now. And that's where I get frustrated. And that's where I lose interest in watching the game. If I saw, Reece James giving his all or
I think
Havertz.
every single one of these players on this club, and I truly believe this. I truly believe this with all of my heart. I think every single one of those players that are on that squad feel shivved by the fact that they brought Potter into that locker room. You do not drop. I don't care if it's Thomas Tuchel. You do not drop a manager like Thomas Tuchel with the accolades and the tactician and the knowledge of the game and the command that he has for a man like Graham Potter and expect him to pick up those reins and have the respect of those players. Those players felt disrespected the minute that the owners put him in the locker room. He disrespected them, and I agree with them on that. You do not put an amateur like that in front of me at this club and tell me how I'm going to play this game when we've just won the Champions League and you came from Brighton. What respect has he earned from these players? None. Whose fault is that? The owners.
But at what point do you have to, as a professional and as a player, be like, okay, it's not as it should be, but this is the reality, and I need to be the best that I can be? Because that's definitely
If they win, it's a lose-lose for them. If they win, he keeps his job. Plain and simple.
See, I don't
that's
agree
the
with
They're
that.
not worried about their
That's
job.
the only goal, though. Who cares if he keeps his job if you win?
They don't want him. I'm saying they don't want those players are playing.
They don't want to win. They
those
don't want to win.
They don't want Graham at that club. That's how those players are playing. These players aren't bad players. I know. Not if he's their coach. That's how this looks. Does it not? Watch these guys.
That's sad.
These guys can play. These guys are professional, world class. They do not play like it. They play like amateurs. They make amateur mistakes. They give up on 50-50 balls. They don't have the heart for it because they want him gone. They didn't play like this under Tuchel. They didn't play like this under Frank. They didn't play like this under anyone else unless they want him gone. It's the only explanation I have.
Feels so gross.
It is gross. It's disgusting because the only thing that's getting tarnished here is the club. Because it's the drama. We said it at the beginning. It was Boily Shore. It's Boily Shore. It is. It's the drama behind the scenes. Do you understand how much turmoil is probably going on? Everyone in Tuchel's camp left. Everyone that was deep-hearted for the badge, Chelsea, left.
So y'all just want to fall behind for a more dramatic victory?
No, I think we want to fall behind to piss the owners off and cost them $300 million, and those players don't care. He has to rebuild this club from the ground up. It's not, these players won't do it. That coach won't do it either. And that's the hardest thing.
What about this? Potter brought in a whole coaching staff as well. Like there are other people, running practice and working in. And the reason I bring it up is if you look at the second goal on the corner kick, who was marking Harry Kane? You remember? Raheem Sterling.
Sure. The shortest man on the field.
Actually,
I think Enzo might be shorter, but.
And he got done. Of course he got done. And Kane was free on the back post. Like, that's just somebody. I mean, how is that the result of your? Yeah, I know you work on corner kicks, right? You got to. Your professional team, you got to take a couple in practice.
With a back
Nice, get it sorted out. Something. Oh wait, y'all didn't practice for like 2 days before this.
No, we didn't practice it. We lost to the worst team in the league, and we gave them the week off.
What was that about?
This is amateur out. Like I'm it's amateur, and it's infuriating because this man, it's not baseball. This is all I gotta say. It's just not baseball. You cannot do this like baseball.
Can't just buy a team.
You cannot do it. It's been proven it does not work.
Unfortunately,
It's sad.
we were talking before you got on about who is even, first of all, who's available if they do sack Potter, and then secondly, who wants it? Who would want that? Exactly.
No clue. No clue.
So, point being is,
You have to get somebody from the club. You would have to, like, Frank Lampard was the band-aid that worked because yes, he got us through the slump, but the fans, the club, everyone there didn't matter. Frank could have lost 14, 15,
so your
16,
boy Terry's
17.
coming back, eh?
No
I
God.
think John Terry has too much controversy to be a manager.
Oh, Petr Cech. Get my man Petr Cech out the
I
hockey
think-
league.
He's
I-
loving hockey life.
I think you have to do that, and it's sad, but
Bring
it
back
might
Jogba.
it might be a
Oh,
my
Didier.
God,
Yeah.
Is Jogba
that would
coaching?
be
No, he doesn't coach.
no,
I don't
he's
think.
But
like
see,
a
if he
punter,
did
right?
though, that would be, you're right, I think, because that would be the perfect way to coast out the season. With somebody who the fans are never gonna hate.
They'll
They're
never
never gonna turn
crucify him.
on.
They'll never crucify him, right?
But see, the thing is, again, everything is conspiring for me, leading to him staying for the rest of the season. It
The
costs
fans roll.
an arm and a leg to fire him.
When
Nobody
we
wants
lose to
to do it.
Dortmund,
No
when
one's
we lose to
available.
when we lose to Dortmund, I don't understand what these fans are gonna do. Like I'm honestly excited to see what these fans might do because when we
Just
lose
stop
out
coming to the games.
when we lose out to
The
Dortmund,
that's like the only safe, good kind of protest that a fan can do. I'm not advocating for like riots and stuff. So if the stadium is empty,
yeah, if no one shows up to the fifth stand and you're trying to rebuild the bridge and you don't have a fan base filling up your stadium,
but does he know? I think he feels like that's an impossibility.
I
At
think
least for Wednesday night.
yeah, but if you allow this club to hit rock bottom with everything that you've put in it, all this money, all this hype, they're not going to turn. It's no longer the aim's not going to be Potter. The aim truly should be at Todd Boehly. This is 110% his fault. I'm sorry, like you think it's going to cost you an arm and a leg to fire Potter? You fired Tuchel. It cost you an arm and a leg. Whatever spat you had, whatever issue you had, I don't care. You can say whatever it is. The math doesn't lie, and the man took us to finals, to shootouts, to PKs in finals.
Without his points this season, you'd be in the relegation zone.
Exactly, and I don't.
You'd be 17th, actually.
Would
This
be
is
17th, yeah.
It's baffling to me. Like now, Graham Potter does have the worst. He's falling every time, because the math. He hasn't done much for the positive. So every time he loses, he's creeping into the top 5 all-time Chelsea coaches, even back from the 1930s. For worse, that's like before we had any. Like we are the farmers. That's back when we were farmers.
Oh, back to the good old days. Yeah.
And it's just this game, and I don't understand it. We came out like this was another, oh, we're just going to replay the Southampton game with the different people in different spots.
Well, you mentioned that there was like some sort of tactical takeaway. What was it? For like 10 minutes there, you said you could sort of tell what they were trying to do. But that's the story of Potter's games.
I understand Felix dropping deeper than he usually does. I understand that and get that because Kane's going to drop deeper into that. Like that's just been Tottenham's kind of go-to. So I get that as a push for pull. But when Felix drops that deep, he's getting muscled out of a lot of the ball, and then on top of that, the connection play. I don't understand the Ziyech start. I don't get it. I don't understand why we keep playing him. I don't.
That one doesn't make any sense to me.
And I don't
Meta is been better.
They're so hard to connect to. I mean, we're asking for Felix to do an impossible job in a position that necessarily he's really going to have to unfold and blossom in, but we're doing it the entirely wrong way. And again, I don't understand the Loftus Cheek start. Like again, we're playing these guys like
I think he needs to steer into the skid and pick his 20-man squad for next season and be like, look to the other guys, like y'all are gone anyway. Y'all train, work hard, collect your paycheck, but you ain't making the bench. Mark Cucurella was like pissed that he didn't make the bench.
Aubameyang, like, oh my, like,
I mean,
what are you doing, man? Like,
I think he just needs to be
down there, Lucas. Like, I don't understand this. Like, if I'm not in on it, then haha, the joke's on me, and I'll laugh later. Just like I'd rather that be the case, but this does not look good. Like I'm not in on no one's in on this joke. How do you play this man after everything that's happened, after the showings he's had? How do you even let him dress out in a kit? Much less put him on the field.
I mean, you've said that Potter is a yes man, so is he legitimately trying to please everybody?
He is a PR rep. He's a glorified PR rep. And yes, he's trying to make sure that the locker room doesn't beat themselves into like that gif I shared about all of you.
Him trying to do that.
Huh?
He'll implode him trying to do that.
It already has, yeah. Already has.
So
honestly, if I'm Mason Mount, I'm going to do the exact same thing that I've been doing. Club's no longer what you were born into. Club's no longer when people like that on the team, and he's like, no, I'm not going to re-sign my contract unless you give me I'm not going to say no to it. Somebody will sign Mason Mount. He'll go play, and then he'll go play on a better team because this is not Chelsea, and it's a complete dumpster fire. Because the owner bought something he does not understand because it doesn't understand the culture that it takes to run a club like this.
So y'all got Leeds on Saturday.
We're gonna struggle.
Leeds can't score either.
Oh, this will be fun.
We can't let people.
Our goal of the month was the one goal that Felix scored against West Ham. The only goal.
We have a goal of the month because it's our only goal. I'm up to here. I'll manage the squad. I'm up to here.
Yeah, you should send the resume for sure.
I would come in and make these boys run so many laps.
Well, I do want to ask this because I didn't see the second half. How did Fofana look? I saw the end of the first half when he had to come on for Thiago, which it sounds like he's probably not going to be available this week.
That's not.
But how did Wesley Fofana look?
Worried.
It's tough. It was kind of tough to pick out, because it was rough pumpkins at the end of the game. It was weirdly like all Tottenham, which is how with the way they play. Like it was demoralizing, and so tough to say that. He had this or did this. I mean, he wasn't the worst guy on the field, I guess you could say. But I think that, to my point about him being ruthless, start Modric or Madueke. Forget about Ziyech. He was trying to leave. He was in Paris. He's one of the guys that, just let him be. Let him practice. Let him collect his paycheck because Modric is the future. Madueke is the future. Start playing your guys that are going to be there next season.
What are you doing? This is a huge game. Let them step into this role. What are you doing? You're saving them for Dortmund? They had a week off.
They had 2 weeks off. It's a week and a half. Go ahead, Patrick.
Well, I was going to say, I think you play Ziyech just because, even though I don't like it, just to make sure he's ready for Dortmund because you can't play Madueke. I think that's the one reason. I mean, we saw it previously. He kind of tips his hand a little bit on what his lineup's going to be based on who plays the day the match beforehand. So, and I mean, I don't know who else can play outside of Ziyech right now. So, or at least on the right, or the left. That's the left. So, that's the left. No, that's right. That's right. My
Ziyech
bad.
starts on the right, yeah.
Yeah, he starts on the right. Sorry,
Mudrick would be on the left.
yeah,
Sterling-
You got
Mudrick
so
would be
many
on the
guys
left.
starting in
Play
so many
Sterling
places.
on the right. You already play him at left back. Just shift him over. Like
Who?
Sterling, you play Mud Dog on the left, and you put Sterling over on the right. You drop Ziyech altogether. Like
Well, that's what I think may end up happening, but I think that they like that he cuts inside. And the thing about Sterling is he's not. I mean, he cuts inside from the left, but I don't think he's going to cut inside from the right.
No.
I get it. I do.
I'm not saying I agree. I'm just telling you what maybe the logic is to some of the moves, at least going into that game. I wouldn't have played Ziyech. You could tell that. I mean, he was lucky to not been sent off. But
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's talk about
Oh
that.
yeah. Yeah.
but I do want to point this out, and I pointed it out to y'all. Why did Linglet get away with not a card or anything? Because he did the same exact thing. And I mean,
Because Ziyech was the second one. You know this. You've played
I
the
know
game.
that, but
The
you go back and
person
you
that
watch
retaliates
VAR.
gets
Whoever
card.
retaliates, right?
Oh, VAR's a joke. VAR's an
VAR is a
absolute
massive joke.
fire of a joke.
My thing is here this game, and truly is, I would have started Zakar over Loftus-Cheek. That's an F. I would have not played Ziyech. He gets an F. I don't like Havertz. He doesn't try, so again, he gets an F. I don't understand why I just don't
Who
get why
starts
he
in the
keeps
9?
trying with these.
You know he's not going to play people out of position. So who starts in the 9? All you have is Yachty and Cry Havertz.
Then don't play this. Then don't play this formation.
I agree 100%.
Then just don't play this formation.
I agree 100%.
You don't have a 9, so don't play with a 9. Play with a cam. Play with 3 center offensive.
What did
mids.
Arsenal do? What did Arsenal do?
Right.
You see the
Don't
Arsenal
play
game?
the
Yeah,
9.
he played with a false 9.
I just don't understand why we just keep.
That's what City did all last season. All last
They
season.
keep trying to beat this dead horse, and it's like Kai can't score. Kai isn't even a 9. Kai wasn't a 9 when he came to us. They literally, all right, we don't have a 9. They literally made Kai Havertz a 9.
Mm-hmm.
So it's every time we come to this impasse here where we're like, oh yeah, no, we see what he's doing. He needs to play these guys, and these guys. Bro, no, we need a starting 11. Play those guys. Drop the weight. Be ruthless. Be cutthroat. Send a Aubameyang down to the farm league. Don't
To the
care.
reserve league, yeah.
You don't care.
So is there any
Play
hope?
him.
Is there any hope versus Leeds?
No.
I'm more worried about Dortmund first.
We will lose.
Just give up for right now. We're not worried about the league. Your Dortmund is the big one. Yeah, I feel that.
With
Just
this
find a way.
attitude, if they play Dortmund with this attitude, we're gonna get punished at the bridge.
Look, you have to find a way. You must. You have to.
We said that for the last 5 weeks, and they haven't found any way. They've lost. They've gotten
Yeah.
further down the rabbit hole. There wasn't but like maybe 2 times where I thought maybe we'd score in this game. It was sad.
Well, no light at the end of the tunnel. As
Not
of
with
right
that man at the helm. No way. There's just no way.
No, I think you get a 0-0 draw against Leeds probably because we can't score. They can't score. Hell, they may score. Who knows?
Hey, that's positive.
Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, but truthfully, I don't know. I really don't. I thought that there would be more effort and more passion playing Tottenham, and there just wasn't.
Yeah, like this is not a rivalry game at all. We just laid down. We laid down.
Well, hopefully you're back up for Leeds next weekend. But
they beat Southampton. We couldn't do that.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Well, I think on that note, we will go ahead and wrap right there. This has been the For the Badge podcast. I'm certainly glad you're here listening. I know I've had a good time. I hope you have as well. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, get the notification bell on. We got plenty more coming at you. Have a good night.